Hi everyone, welcome back to Empowerment Network with Comfort all the way from the United Kingdom. And today, guys, see who we've got in the studio, our own Mark Olson, all the way from Illinois, United States of America. And of course, guys, I listened to Mark last Sunday during the Heroes webinar, and he touched my heart deep down. So everything Mark said, I narrowed it down to one statement, which says that Mark, like myself, I believe like you watching us now, found a family in Unpassive. So, Mark, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, Comfort. Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land.
Yes.
Right?
So, yes. So Mark, like I was saying, you said so much and you made us understand that you found love in Unpassive. And we've had a chat. So I would really like to, before I start asking you, because everything you say, I take note of it. So how did you find out about Unpassive? When did you join and why the excitement?
Well, me and Kevin have known each other for a long time, and he's always been in the computer thing. And I mean, we just go on. But I was a truck driver and I was home for the weekend. I ran into Kevin, had a meeting, I think, and he told me about Unpassive. He's like, you can just get into it as a founder. Well, back then, yeah, as a founder
Hmm.
for $97. I'm like, do you believe in this? He's like, I sure do. So I said, sign me up, you know. And then, I did. I watched Ash's one of Ash's first videos, and I was like, man, this guy, he's just like me. My brain's constantly working on something, but my brain, I come to it every time. Dead stop when it comes to, okay, where am I going to get the money for this? Well, that idea goes on the back burner. Well, he's like, we never know where this is going to go. This is back then, it was in the beginning. That was September of 2020 is when I joined. And then, yeah, and then a month later, I was diagnosed with leukemia.
Hmm.
So I couldn't work no more. So, I mean, I came home and gave me a chance to, talk to Kevin more and actually watch the videos. And man, I got hooked on it. It's been pretty cool watching the journey. I mean, I learned about 30 years ago that life is it's a journey and there is no destination and we can't predict the future, but when this all happened in the last year, you know um we god I've gotten people in my life now. I don't know how to put this. I've got I've got people in my life that I can, like we were talking about before, you
Right.
know, anytime I can just come down here and flip on the computer and
Hmm.
I go to O menu and I just kind of surf up and I just start clicking, watching videos, all these little uh, notifications come across, like one now, right now. I found a loving family by Andy,
Yes.
you know. So they're there. It's like, okay, what's the next one? There it is. And that's what I love. And I've met people like you, like
Yes.
Red, all of that. And then so I when they came time to start purchasing the uh, ones that people had to sell, um, I bought two more. Well, I don't say bought two more. I
Right.
created two more businesses, and I didn't know what
Exactly.
I didn't. I didn't really look at it as a business back then. I kind of looked at it as, okay, this is another one of them things that I've thrown money into, you know, and it never works out, or I get busy doing something else. Well, there is no getting busy doing something else. There's two things that I do on a daily basis. That's, well, more than that, but I wake up and I pray, you know, and then I take action,
Amen. Hmm.
you know, and,
Wow.
and well, between praying and action, I, you know, we've got a saying in recovery: pause, pray, and proceed. The three P's: pause, take a step back, pray, and then proceed. Then we can,
Amen.
yeah, then we can go. We can not. I don't know what do I want to say. We can,
We cannot not succeed.
right.
I
You know,
think so.
I mean, it's hard to put into words. That's the
Yes,
thing.
exactly. Yeah,
You
listen,
know,
Mark, I'm going to cut you because you're saying so much stuff. And guys, let's comment, let's interact with Mark as he shares his experience with Unpassive, because I find it very, very interesting. And how he puts it is just so sweet to me, because Mark, you are like, yeah, you look at it as a business, even though people, you've watched, like, I'm sure that you, like many, many, many other people, have put a bit of money somewhere and you've watched it go down the drain. Would you have
right.
gone after knowing Unpassive? Would you tell us a bit of difference? I always know a bit of difference when you've tried something before meeting Unpassive. How does Unpassive stand out from what you've tried before meeting Unpassive?
Oh, it's just I when all these other businesses, you never seen the CEO or anything. You gave money, and then when you went in to do what it seemed like it was just so much that you had to do. And then it's like, where do I find the time? I mean, and and work and take care of the family, and I mean this is whatever business it was taking more time away from my family and my friends. But this here on passive, they do everything for you. I mean, when they say all you have to do is sign up and hang on, sign up and hang on, because Ash, man, he's and the whole team. It's not just Ash. Ash has the idea, and then he's got the team to put it together, and then he's got the financial ability to go forward with it, and that's what he's built. And man, yeah, Ash has one of those brains like me, but a lot like on superpower.
I think I like how you keep repeating or emphasizing on the fact that Ash has that kind of brain like you, because that makes me think that you are just one of those people that is seeing, or at least has an idea of what Ash is seeing lying in front of him, right? And
Right.
earlier on, also, you said, anywhere I go, these are almost your words, anywhere I go, God wants me to learn something new. So, what are you learning so far? I know you already see Ash's vision because he's doing the kind of things you would like to do. But how much have you learned so far whenever you joined till now and continuing?
Well, like I say, after I had leukemia, then I went back to work, and then they found blood clots in my legs, so I was found disabled. Um, so then, that's about the same time that we went on hold so they could fix things, you know. So it was getting to know people. I mean, you guys are have enhanced my family substantially. I mean, my my Facebook friends, I had 120 before, and I got like 9,000 now. It seems like, you know. But knowing where on passive is going to go, I mean, who knows? I don't know if there's going to be money down the road or not. But on passive is really like what I am, like just in the last 3 months. I'm really big into recovery and helping homeless people and people that want to get off of drugs and alcohol. And so I've got this really big backyard that I had a fire pit out there. So yeah, we turned my shed into like a common area, and then we put tents around the yard, and so I could bring people, give these homeless people a chance without having to worry about is my stuff going to get stolen or whatever. And these are things I found that I didn't have to do that I didn't need money for. But one I know deep in my heart, I've got my eyes on an old hospital. It's 4-story hospital, 2 building, big. Oh, and the college owns it, and they're willing to sell it. So I'm waiting. That's going to be a big homeless shelter and recovery place, and the recovery zone. If
Yeah.
you see, that's what my
Wow. Yeah,
YouTube channel
Mark, I
is.
think it feels like you read my mind.
I read your
Yes.
mind.
Can you hear
Ah,
me, Mark? Can you?
yeah, I hear
Yes,
you.
you did, because the next question I was going to ask you was what your plans were when it comes to giving back to
Oh,
community, given that Mr. Mufare's mission is to uplift humanity. But then you put it all out. Guys, you know this platform. When you hear people with projects in mind, like our friend and brother Mark, what do? We say, count me in. If what Mark is saying sounds interesting and that's your kind of idea, and that's the kind of thing you want to do, because Mark, fortunately for you or unfortunately, when it comes to unpassive and you have projects like this, your own job is just to conceive it. Maybe you lay the groundwork, but it becomes a family thing, because when it's time, we do what Fumi, my friend, and myself, we call a dollar game. We play a dollar game. Just say we are 1,000 or 1 million committed affiliates of unpassive, who say, hey, Mark is doing this thing. He wants to put shelters over homeless people, or empower some of them who are able to take these businesses and run away with it. We just want to drop $1 each. Mark, $1 times 1 million. How much is that? Close your eyes and imagine what that's going to do to your community, to these beloved people. So I think that's something we need to talk about, and we always need to wait. And then when we see Mark, we know that he has to come back when we are ready. We just play the dollar game and keep it going. So, Mark, that's very exciting. And I was going to, because many people, their mindsets have changed. I just saw it's a comment, not a comment, a post from Bobby Dirac, who said, I came in for money, but now I am going to be helping people or something. It was a powerful statement. So, do you believe that unpassive is going to change so many, many people? Do you see from what you've been, because you've been here actively involved? Do you think many people are going to be changed and they're ready, like, to go out there and spread the
oh,
vision?
I think on with with the heart and the love that we have already within the Unpassive family. Um, and I mean, for the most part, from what I'm hearing, is we we want to change humanity. We want to help the homeless. We want to help educate the ones that wouldn't normally be able to have a good education. We're going to be able to take the worry of where the next meal or the next safe drink is going to come from. These are all things that, I mean, not it's not just in uh, the other countries. It's here in our own community, our own neighborhood. There's people that you know are sleeping in tents in somebody's backyard. You know that shouldn't be. It should. Everyone should have the opportunity, and will have the opportunity, from all these hearts. It's just growing and growing. We're over 1 million strong, you know, with the common purpose. What's our common purpose? To help humanity, period. Whether it's helping a homeless guy sleeping on the curb, or if it's, you know, a, a, a mother with 3 kids that, need help with next month's rent. You know, in the last 7 years, 8 years, I think it is, I've given 3 cars away because I'll be driving my car. I'll get a different car. Now I got 2 cars, and then I'll see I've given them to one girl had 5 kids and no way to get around. So I had a minivan, ran pretty good. Didn't look the best, had a lot of rust, but you would have thought that I gave this woman, the biggest Cadillac, that and and that's the way I kind of like now. I drive 2 vehicles. They're both paid for. When on passive comes along, I really do want to update because they're not the running the best, but I want to get them running and then find 2 families that need it because it's a
Exactly.
Blazer and it's a Escalade. So well, the future is not written, and I just love the journey that we're on.
Indeed. I think I love the journey too, Mark. And I just like your mindset. You are just that kind of person to hook up with, because we know that when we think like this, when we come together and all of us think and agree like this, we will go miles, we'll go places, because
Oh
that's
yeah.
just the whole vision and mission of Unpassive. So, you know, earlier on, I hear Amina is saying that she's excited because the OES is back. And when you and myself were discussing this backstage, you told me that you said, "I'm happy. It's not me that has to figure it all out." Because we were trying to talk about what Ash has been going through and stuff. So maybe you threw a bit more on that, and then we gradually start rounding up, Mark.
Well, yeah, the team. It's our team. It's not just Ash's team. It's uh, Ash's Ash. Ash is the best. I mean, that I've come across, that I've seen. You know, um, he has created a team that I wouldn't even know where to begin, but I don't need to know where to begin. It's kind of like I jump in a car. I don't know. I don't need to know how it was built. You know,
Right.
I mean, I just need to know that there's a thing in recovery too that says, I can go over and flip a light switch. I don't need to know how the electricity got
Exactly.
put together to come in and turn my light on. I just need to have faith and trust that when I flip that switch, and it's just like this. I have faith and trust when I hear that there's a corporate webinar, and I'm like, all right, what's he going to tell us today? All right, you
Exactly.
know, and then and then you get that notification that in 30 minutes, and then you're like getting on all these other New man, it just goes crazy. And then you're
I
you're
know.
getting with the family, and it's like, all right, all right, all right, here we go. What's he going to tell us?
Exactly.
And everyone's guessing what. And then afterwards, the I I can kind of see where these people get excited and try to read into something that is not there. I understand that, but that's what's great about Unpassive. You got people reminding us on a
Hmm.
daily basis. Stick to what is told to us. Don't let your imagination get you in trouble by putting out things that were never told. So Marty and
Exactly.
Chris and Red and you and just everyone. You know, I've I've been thinking about for a month. Oh, I ought to try doing those YouTube things. And then I'm like, I wouldn't be no good at it. don't even
Mark,
know.
you don't need to own a YouTube channel, please. Just come here and let's have a chat. We'll do the rest on your behalf. Mark, Ash, Ash is doing all, like you rightly said. Ash is figuring it all out for us. So some of us, Marty, Chris, Collins, and the rest will like to be here, but then not for everybody anyway.
Yeah,
So
right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So Mark, I don't know, when you were talking about the, like, switching on the light bulb, driving a car, it reminds me, it brought to mind when we used to present this opportunity for people to join us, what we used to call founding members. That's exactly how Andy Berks would put it, that listen, unpassive is just like you walk into your room, you switch the light bulb on, you have electricity, you have lights, you look at places, go back, switch it off. You don't need to know what happens at the background for this lighting to happen. So this is that moment where we're getting ready to start, maybe just sharing the love again for whoever is struggling out there, not knowing that there's something like this. So I'll give you this last minute now to make a closing remark. If you have somebody at heart, whether you know the person or not, whom you think should be part of Unpassive, maybe use this opportunity to give them a reason why they should be anxiously waiting for us.
Well, okay, like we were talking about before, the eagle stands for
Yes.
freedom,
Yes.
strength, hope, all of these things. And we we all we all can have a different God, but we all have a power greater than ourselves. And that's all we have to worry about. If we bring everything back into today, what can I do today? How can I react today? Who can I help today? Instead of trying to figure out what's going to happen in the future that we don't know about. I always come back to my Eagles because, yeah, they. I'm free today. I'm free today. You know, and I do know that if anything I say works for me, it'll work for anybody else. You know, Ash and the team have simplified everything so that we can enjoy more of the journey instead of stay behind a keyboard all day long. So thank you for having me here.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
always a pleasure.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you so much for your time. And of course, you've just ignited the fire in me again, because your passion is palpable. We can feel it, we can touch it. And Minu is here just confirming that you are such a great servant at heart. And of course, as a team, as a family that we are, I know that we are going to make this happen. And of course, big time. Thank you. And surely would like to have you back again. See you soon, Mark. Thank you.
I also want to just thank Ash, his family, and the team for all the hard work that they're doing on our behalf.
Right. Sure. Thank you. That's very important. We all need to share, to send our appreciation, our gratitude to Ash and his family, and of course the team. So thank you, and thank you guys for joining Mark and myself to support us in the chat. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. See you soon, guys.